when we first thought about doing this, he never even heard of 90 Day Fiancé when I was going to move to Mexico, and I used to watch it and I was a fan of it, and I said, hey, they just started this show the other way and that's exactly what I'm doing. And he says, go ahead and try, but it's never going to work, and here we are.
And for me, like, coming from a background where I was afraid to be myself, and I thought everybody around me, you know, was critiquing me, criticizing me, putting me down, and I expected everyone else to do that. So I went in afraid and was pleasantly surprised at how much love we've gotten and we still continue to get.
I told my parents that a documentary was being filmed about life in Mexico. I haven't talked to my family because the culture here in Mexico is not as accepting of same-sex couples when it's more of that macho culture.
Obviously, we have some hate comments here and there, but the positive definitely outweighs the bad.
Yeah, we've had a few nasty ones slide into our DM. But you know what? They're really the minority. It really does show how the world is changing, and you know, there's a place for everybody on this earth. The world is big enough.
Doing the show really has been therapy for us, and a lot for me, because I did have conversations with my family that I never would have had. I said things that I never would have said to them, and it really has made us stronger as a family. So the show really has been a positive for my life individually, but also for us as a couple.
And for his family. His family never really opened up personally about each other, kind of thing. Never really got into depth about their feelings and stuff.
This hug is something I've been wanting for a very long time. It's a beautiful feeling to hear from her that she loves me, that I'm her boy. It's what I needed in my life.
Now I can say that it was like the best thing I could have ever done. I'm glad I came out. I'm glad I said what I said. This little push from Kenny and also from the show and stuff really helped me in my life.
I told him back then, I said, you know, if you come out and just be yourself, it's going to be rough at first, but at the end of it, you're going to feel so much better when you get that weight off you and those chains off you. You feel so much better. Your life is yours, and whoever really loves you is going to be on board. It's going to take some time for some people, but they're going to come back around, and they did. The first time that two of my daughters came to Mexico was the first time they ever heard anybody call us a name. If you saw that on the first season we were on, that was the first time they ever heard that. And I had some backlash on that, like, oh, your daughters acted that out. I know they heard it before, but they never, ever heard anything negative in their entire life until that moment.
So I don't know if you heard, but that guy, he actually just said in Spanish, adios.
That guy just did?
Yeah, he did.
We have a small group of friends, but, you know, it's all friends that support us and, you know, love us for who we are, and that's, you know, who we hang out with. And I'm not afraid anymore of being out in public, seen with Kenny. I'm more, you know, just in my own skin with that.
No, not here.
The area we live in, it's kind of a melting pot of people, and they're all really accepting. And when we're out and about, there are some areas that can be a little scary sometimes, and I can see him once in a while like, oh.
You just don't know if, like, these guys, if they saw us kiss, you know.
They might just call us a name or something, but I don't care.
Kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I said, just don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So it always gets easier, though.
You hear these things, oh, everything's going to be better, but you don't really believe it when you're in the closet. You think it's not going to happen for me, and you live afraid. And I used to feel that way when Kenny used to kind of push me. I'd be like, you know, it's easy for him to say that's not how it's going to be. But I truly believe when you love yourself, when you come to terms with yourself, and I think to a certain point when you are selfish and put yourself first, that really comes back and blesses you when you don't think about anybody else. Love yourself and come out. You don't care what anybody says, and as Kenny says, whoever's not behind you doesn't love you, really. I found a lot of people on the way. I lost some, but I found people, you know, on that journey, and those are who I stay close to.
It meant a lot that my friends and Kenny's daughters were here tonight. Rita and Charles are friends of mine who moved from San Diego to retire in my hometown of San Felipe. When I came out, she had been there, so it was good to have someone that was always supportive of me. So I'm very, very happy.
And now I'm like, I wish I would have done it way sooner.
We moved so far ahead, and then there's always somebody that wants to kick you back, you know? So we just really have to put ourselves out there and let people know that we're out here and we're not going to be put back someplace. We have to be prideful in who we are. And sometimes we do get messages from people like, why do you have to be so out there? Why do you have to have Pride Month? Why do you have to do this? Because you have to have visibility so that people that aren't coming out or can't come out or don't feel they can, they know there's other people like them. Because believe me, when I was a kid too, growing up, I didn't think there was anybody like me. And, you know, it wasn't on TV as much or anything then, but that's what took me a long time because I didn't know there was anybody like me out there.
What does it say the denial is for?
So it says, through this document, we inform you that it is not possible to have your marriage license, and by law, it is not permitted to celebrate same-sex marriage.
When that happened, it was shocking because it really was legal in Mexico. The Supreme Court of Mexico deemed it legal, but every state can make their own rules here. And then when we went there, we thought we would have no problem. They, you know, shut us down right away. And we did have to fight for it. And some of it wasn't shown when we had to go to human rights and all this kind of stuff just to simply get married, which it works for us.
So it says you can go to civil registry with this document, and that's all you need to get married.
Shut
I
up.
guess it's approved, yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's saying all we have to do is go down and sign something?
That all we have to do now is go to the civil registry and just ask what they need as they would any other couple.
And now no one has a problem in our state. We really did, I think, help it out here. So people that came after us didn't have the same struggle we did.
With our wedding, it really was to last minute that we knew my dad was going to show up. So it was quite a surprise, a pleasant surprise. And now, you know, things have gotten a lot better. My dad is getting closer to Kenny. We're at a stage, you know, that I never thought in my life that we would be, where, you know, my partner, my husband, who's a man, is in my house, my parents' home, you know, and we have parties together, we do things together.
They sleep over our house. They come and spend time here and sleep over our house. Me and his dad really have become buddies. From the first time he wanted to meet me, you know, he wanted to punch me out, I think. And we've really come a long way. And, you know, we're just a family now. And they've really gotten used to us, and I don't think they'd want to change it now, to be honest. You know, we're close. I mean, we can touch and all that kind of stuff, and they don't bat an eye anymore. And he's really comfortable around it, which is really nice for me to see, because I've always been comfortable in my own skin. And, you know, and before I moved here, I knew he was having trouble coming out to them. I said, I cannot move there and be your roommate or be your buddy or your friend. I am too old and I've been out too long to go back and act that way. And he understood that, and it's really worked out well for us. And I know that's not for everybody. There's a lot of kids out there that their families boot them out. And then they have to make their own family. And that's why I think sometimes gay kids are the strongest kids around, because what a terrible thing, you know, that you have to worry about if your family's going to love you or not just for being who you are.